Hello, YouTube. Hello, YouTube. Hello, Facebook. Hello, Newsbeat Live. Hello, trolls. You guys ready for this? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, is there a strategy that is over 85% effective in this current environment? Not only is the strategy effective, it's consistent, it's predictable, it's easy, and when traders throw around the word consistency, they're usually full of bull crap, but just maybe, there is a diamond in the rough. We're going to discuss the Mark 5 on earnings names. I am Mark Melnick, and this is the Newsbeat Show. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Newsbeat Show. Is there a strategy in which is very consistent in the market? Is there a strategy that's over 80%, 85% effective in this market, can easily make you more or the same as when you win as when you lose? Is it actually possible? Is it actually possible that such a strategy exists? And not only does such a strategy exist, it's so easy, so replicable, and so predictable that you could actually predict it days, weeks, months before it happens. I find it kind of interesting as I've developed here at T3 Live with our Newsbeat room and just everything that we have accomplished. And I am proud and honored to say that the vast majority of people who I speak to and come in contact with are consistently profitable. And that's how I knew I was really onto something special. We are going right into our 400th Newsbeat show. That's going to be tomorrow. It's going to be intraday. Stay tuned. It's going to be maybe one of the most important Newsbeat shows I have ever done. But in this environment, you'll always, as a broadcaster, just from my perspective, and I'm going to share this strategy with you right after, just show you how it's predictable, literally show you what we're going to trade tomorrow. I mean, at this point, I think we're making a very valid argument for what we do, especially when we give you levels like in the Qs yesterday that were 1 penny off the day low. 1 penny. I think it went through a penny and then bounced. We gave you that day low the day before, but that's real nice when you could call a day low the day before like that. And it doesn't work 100% of the time, but I just keep listening to your show and it just feels so consistent. It just feels like it happens a lot. That's because it does. There are ways to predict the market ahead of time. The problem with what you are learning right now, the problem with what you are doing right now is you are using a strategy that is not consistent in every single market environment. 6 months ago, I was doing something different. 6 months before that, I was doing something different. 6 months before that, I was doing something different. You know why? Because strategies change in efficacy every point of the way. And the proof is, I can prove it to you that the strategy you're using is toxically taking you over if you are losing money and you swear by it still. Why? Why is that? Why is that? Well, I've made millions of dollars hyper scalping. I don't really, what do I need to do? What if I'm doing a hyper scalp strategy and it's losing in this environment? And I'm like, well, I made so much money in the past. That's because everybody agrees that the market is evolving and changing. How many people agree? Let me get a yes if you feel the market constantly and randomly evolves and changes and shifts. Everybody agrees with that. I don't really think I've met anybody who disagrees with that. I mean, how could you? There's so much empirical evidence out there that shows you that the market is changing and evolving, and everybody agrees with that. Yet, why are you still learning the same BS strategies that you have been learning for years already and has been taught for years already? Do you really think what makes a strategy different than others? Well, this is how I find a strategy. There's strategies that I do extremely well. I have some natural gifts in some aspect, if you will. As a professional gamer, I could react quickly, and with ADHD over here, I could just spit it out and break my focus and answer your questions and go back to the market and do this and do that, and yeah, like that makes for a really that's like the best disease to have for like a broadcaster. It would be like having like hands like 10 times larger if you were a boxer and having like some condition like that. Yes, there are beneficial things to certain situations, but all people are created differently. So if I give you a strategy that is good for somebody like me with my 10 thumbs on the keyboard, what if it's not good for you? Have you ever just stopped and thought about that? Maybe it's just not good for you. Maybe with your 10 thumbs on your keyboard, smashing it. Maybe conviction means something. How many of you guys in the Newsbeat live room played a 5 out of 10 or higher of any of my conviction names ever and made money? And how consistent were you making money? I'm asking. I could ask. Oh, those were good. Me. Yes. I'm in with hundreds of people. I'm new here. That's all right. If you're new, I get that's why maybe you haven't done it yet. Me, let's see some more. Yes, because when I give a conviction name of 5 out of 10 or higher, people are generally batting 100% around me. You're batting 100%. Me too. That's conviction. Not these BS scales that don't translate into anything. Most of your trades should be low conviction. Are you crazy? Oh, I have high conviction. Really? What's your all right. Let's go. What's your hit rate on that? You don't know? Oh, but it's high. It's around here, or you're gonna make up a number to me? Is that what you're telling me? Do you think there's any one thing that you could do in the market that can make you money? And the answer is yes, there is, and it's always changing. And this, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll prove it to you, just using this week. I don't want to go talk about a year ago. I'd rather know what's working today and yesterday and the 2 weeks before because it's going to likely work tomorrow. Doesn't that make more sense? Yet you'll still be doing these famous strategies, these famous things, these $15,000, $20,000 courses, sometimes more. And for what? What do you really get? Do you get a friend for life? Do you get somebody who's really teaching you, mentoring you, because they understand your personal situation and they understand your life situation and they understand that you're a unique individual. Maybe you're married, maybe you're getting divorced, maybe you're having a hard time, maybe you have someone sick in the family. All these psychological factors that can affect your trading, and that mentor knows how to overcome those situations, tells you exactly how to do it, and shows you a strategy that can befit your lifestyle right now. Or do you get a blanket strategy in which you make it rain and you pray that some people aren't using an umbrella so they get wet? This is what's working now. Look, you could be one of the 10 trolls who are not even watching this video right now who already thumbs this video down. I'm fine with that. I could, you know, I could give a what less. So the Mark V, there's an earnings version that we came out with the Mark V because strategies evolve, and we had this earnings version for a while, and I even spelled this out to you, this Mark V strategy on Sunday and the week before and the week before. I just spell it out differently. So I gave you guys the Newsbeat challenge. And all you have to do is do the Mark V strategies on these names. And if you applied the strategies of the Mark V strategies using the rules that always existed for this strategy, you might be betting this or higher. There are people I know betting 100% on this. That's what's working right now. So, me understanding what works in this now is not going to teach you 500 pages of bull manure and actually just crap it all over you in front of a plate and ask you to make sense of it. Because if you think trading is about understanding every situation, you're leaving yourself zero room for growth. The trick of the market is to understand a small piece of information, one piece of the puzzle, maybe two, maybe three, but at least if you want to be consistently profitable, you need one piece of the puzzle. And if you master that small piece of the giant million piece jigsaw puzzle, and you know one piece that you could apply day in and day out, you can make money consistently as a trader. And I'm proving it to you guys. So this was something that we put out on Sunday. We gave the Newsbeat challenge, and then I'm going to show you what we're trading tomorrow and the day after and the day after. And I could even tell you that we're probably going to be doing it next week. And it's just easy. I just chose the largest names on earnings. And you could apply these simple principles. I could fit it on one page. It's not nonsense. And it's so funny when people use the word consistency because all the strategies that I see out there are based on risk reward. Everything is based on risk reward. Make 3, lose 1. Make 2, lose 1. Make 1.5, lose 1. Make 5, lose 1. And then you'll stop and you'll say, oh, wow, that's cool. You mean I'm trying to make $1 while risking 50 cents? It sounds like a no-brainer. But then you come back and you realize your strategy is batting 38% and you're losing money and you have no idea why on earth it's happening. So they'll come to you and they'll explain to you the 500 pieces of information again and what you should have been looking for in that situation. Or you can instead and you might be that person who's an expansionist and it's almost like you're moving boats into the South China Sea and you're just trying to grab all this land around you, right? Because you want to understand everything in the market. You want to be that person who I need to this is going to be my passion. I need to know everything. And you tell yourself that. When in actuality, the less you know, the higher odds you have of being a consistently profitable trader in all environments. And to me, that's just a fact. Because if you master one thing that you're good at, you can make it as a trader, in my opinion. And my opinion is just based on meeting tens and tens of thousands of people over my 12-year broadcasting career, over my 20-year intraday trading career. That's just from that. So what I like to do is I always like to find one thing that's working best in every trading environment. I mean, how do you make money month after month after month after month? How do you do it? How do I stay consistent? That's how you do it. You have to be the master of at least one thing and be smart enough to know what you're good at and smart enough to know what you're bad at. Why do you think I am calling this the Bandit course? Why am I calling it my masterpiece? Why? Why is this my masterpiece? Here, shameless plug, very shameless plug. We'll give you 6 killer strategies that are working today. Maybe in a year from now, those strategies will have to change. But you're paying for current information working now, not information that might work 3 months from now really well or works today, but not tomorrow. You have to admit that all strategies are like that, and you have to change and evolve as the market shifts and turns. And if you're not doing that, you are just fooling yourself. Newsbeat challenge, right? Estee Lauder. Mark 5 short if it gaps down, Mark 5 long if it gaps up. And I'll show you the weak versions of the name and the strong versions of the name. All right, here's EL. Gapped up, right? This we're talking about not today, but yesterday, Monday, August 19th, when it gapped up on earnings, right? Check this out. This was the Mark 5 trade. Stock gaps up, buy in, take profits. Set a stop below the low of the prior candlestick, right? Simple rules. The fifth one isn't really a rule. It's just more of an effect of following the first 4 things. So here we go. Estee Lauder, 5-minute green bar. You're ready to buy through the break. Now, right over here, our candle doesn't break out. We're looking to only break out to the long side. It gapped up. You wait. You would have to buy right here through 195.97 and have at worst or at best a stop at 191.31. You're risking $4.66 if you are taking this trade. The easier way I like to approach it is in an environment like this. Let's say you're willing to risk whatever your risk is, $100, $500, $1,000 per trade, whatever your number is. Just buy that many options. If you're risking $500, just buy $500 worth of calls. And at worst, even if you don't get stopped out or not, you will lose $500 in the worst case scenario, right? You bought right here, stock grinded, 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 got as high as 202.84. This was the next day when it shot up, which was today. But just talking about yesterday, it got as high right over here at 202.84, and it got as low as 193.35. What am I doing? Why do I talk about as low as it gets after I talk about the trade? Why? Because I need you to understand the experience of actually being in this trade. Many traders are like, I just do this, and I make money. They don't talk about how the stock was gyrating up and down. Don't you find that funny? Do you think that's an important topic? What do you guys think? Is that an important topic to talk about? Or should we just ignore it and just show you the candlestick because that just tells everything. It never lies. It's mathematic, right? They don't. But guess what? Humans are not just mathematic. Humans are emotional creatures, and unless you're having a black box or an algorithm trade for you, you better damn well talk about this question. It's the most important issue, right, Rich? So let's talk about it, how it felt like. You would have bought right over here on this fourth candlestick through 195.97. The stock would have digested down to 193.35. You would have been down $2.62. You would have been up initially 91 cents at best, and at worst, you would have been down the $2 and whatever, what is it? $2.62. Your target would have been day highs of 198.75. Breaks right over here for the first time, 198.75 on this candlestick. Boring? Better believe it. Effective? You tell me. We were giving you these names on Sunday, by the way. We gave you three names today: Baidu, Home Depot, and Kohl's. And Baidu gapped up, put in a green bar. This was the day they reported, right? No, this was the day. Sorry, right over here. That was the other day when it moved higher with China popping. Gaps up, puts in a red bar. This is why I ignored the trade. A lot of the people in the room took this trade and cleaned house. You buy right over here through 111.78 and the stock gets to 113.08 in one 5-minute candle. You're up over a point. Your target was day highs. Easy, easy, easy money. Easy money. It never went against you. It opened up at 111.60, just shot right up. Went right through. Easy. Didn't take long. Minute, whatever it's moving like this, but it was easy. I classify that as easy, okay? And all I'm doing is going over the names that I gave you guys on Sunday, okay? Make sure you thumbs up this video if you like it. Home Depot, Kohl's. Here's Home Depot. Today, gaps up on earnings, puts in a Mark 5 long right here through 216.46. Goes about, let's just call it 60 cents with you on the pop, and then pulls down about 50 cents against you. Target, day highs of 217.62, hits right over here, and bangs an algorithmic trend line, which we're saying is hard to break. Successful trade. Target is always day highs. So here is the third name we gave you, Kohl's. We gave you Kohl's, and now Kohl's, they actually gapped down. You could see they opened lower. I think they were up after hours, but it doesn't matter. It matters in the morning where it opens. So it opens at 47.63. Do a mark 5 right here through 47.42. Look at that formation. You would be shorting it right here. I am showing you the visual, so when you go back and inevitably look at this screen, you know what to do. This works for earnings names. Newsbeat live chosen earnings names. I ended up doing it in TJX. Stock gaps down, short of mark 5 right here through 49.88. Target is a break of 49.72, breaks 49.72, 49.50, 49.36. Easy money. I know. It's just a little snap of the market, right? You know what those puts do in these stocks when the stock moves like that? You're getting a gorgeous return on your money. Some traders make 50% of their money on a move like that. 50%. You put in $2,000 worth of options, you made $1,000. Put in $10,000 worth of options, you made $5,000. And yes, those sizes are very doable for a TJX on earnings with 16.4 million shares today. You better believe there's as much that you can that will satiate your hunger. This is not no shorting small cap BS. This is not one of those betting on stocks going to zero. These are not those strategies. Those are different strategies. A lot of strategies are effective. But in this case, you're trading the thickest names on Wall Street, and you could do it with very small accounts with options. That's why I feel strategies like this that focus on these names with these optionable names give every trader a chance to really be part of a trade. Because when you focus on common stock, it's great when you have 200 to half $500,000 and buying power, and you could just slam in these Mark 5 strategies and just come out with like $2,000-3,000 every day, just smashing into the stock through our levels. But for other traders, I talk to traders with very small accounts, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, sometimes less than 1,000. Believe it or not, they do exist out there, and I do have a chance to talk to them. And I will tell you, those are the traders who are in most desperate need of something like this, because traders with the $500,000, they, even if they do or don't have money to blow away, if they lose 50 grand, they're in the game. If they lose another 50 grand, they're still in the game. They lose another 50 grand, they're still in the game. You take somebody with 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, $10,000 account, they take a big hit, they are wobbling. They're wobbling badly. That's why consistency is important. That's why you can't just take and say, all right, all you traders are going to be able to do this strategy over a year. And the times that you're going to be losing a lot of money will be made up by the times you're making a lot of money, and then you're losing a lot of money, and you're making a lot of money. And maybe you, as a professional trader, maybe you, as a stock trading guru, maybe you, as those people who offer those $50,000 courses out there, those exclusive access events, things that are just the highest end things. I mean, I've seen $100,000 courses. I've seen $100,000 courses. I mean, the money. I've seen everything from 10 to free to $10,000, $100,000. I mean, what is it worth to really know how to make money in the market? Now, what if I told you it's just about knowing what's been working for the past month? What if I told you the last month of trading is the most important thing you could apply your strategies to tomorrow? What if I told you that? On the intraday scale, if you actually want to know if a strategy is effective, don't backtest it for 5 years. That's the mistake everyone does on the backtest. I tell people that all the time. They're like, backtest, show me if that strategy worked for how many years has this strategy been working? They want to know. And I'm like, you imbecile. You don't know what you're talking about. Because if you want to know how well your strategy worked over the past 10 years, you're including data from 10 years ago in trading. What if it worked bad for the past 6 months and amazing for the 150 months before that? Would you want to do that strategy today? How many of you guys would do that strategy today? It's been sucking the last 6 months. But for the last 500 months, going all the way back in, just boom, 40 years ago, the strategy has been gold. How many of you want to do that strategy? I don't. No way. Are you kidding? Oh, why did it stop working? And why am I only hearing about it now? That's the problem with these strategies. They stop working. And you know what? All of them do. They all do. This strategy I'm showing you today works today. I don't know how long it will work. Some strategies will last 2 years. Others will die in a month or two. But by constantly searching, by constantly analyzing, by constantly doing back tests, we can find the most effective strategies to profit now, even if it's just one. So tomorrow, what am I going to do? I'm going to look to trade these names. Like I said, I actually traded TJX today. I didn't put this one on the list. It gapped down. That's the one I went for. But the people who followed this challenge are up money because A, if you follow these rules, all four of the names work. I tried to spell them out a little deeper for you guys to give you guys a hint. You can sit there and read that. You can sit there and read that. And maybe you're still confused, but here's the thing. These strategies work best in the Newsbeat live room. In fact, the one and done today, as we were telling you yesterday, there was an Apple strategy that's working 90%. You want to know what it is? You want to know how to apply it effectively? You know, become a Newsbeat bandit. Okay? Like, give me a break. How valuable is a strategy that works today? How about how valuable 6 strategies that work today? That's a teaser for what's inside there. So many people just signed up for it because they were like, I just made the money in Estee Lauder Baidu. I just made money in these first 2 days. And they were just like, the course paid for itself. Pay $49. Come inside the room. There's a link in the description. I'll show you exactly me applying those strategies, which I spelled out for you, on looking to do these 4 names. And you'll see how I trade them, or one of them, or none of them, and something else. But this is officially the Newsbeat Challenge. And if you could apply what I just showed you on these names, you could be one of the countless Newsbeat Live members who are consistently profitable today. Make sure you stay tuned tomorrow. Make sure you stay tuned tomorrow because we're going to have a very special Newsbeat show for you. It's going to be early in the day. It's going to be early in the day. I'll leave it like that, and definitely keep your T3 Live email open for potential more information on the event. But you'll see it streamed through Facebook, YouTube, and of course the Newsbeat Live Room. And if you want early access to exactly what is happening and what we will be discussing, you would obviously have to be in the Newsbeat live room, but we will be showing you our 400th Newsbeat show. It just feels like every 100, it just feels like something special because I'll tell you, just coming up to, I've never done streaming in my entire life. This is not what I do. I never saw myself as a streamer of trying to talk to people in this form of platform. I mean, I feel so blessed here to have a platform in which I could reach out for you. It's such a blessing. It's such a blessing to just have the power to reach out to people and just share it. Like, this is working today, ladies and gentlemen. I showed you the names we were trading on Sunday. Look, I'll show you again. Look, here's Wednesday. Here, these names are over. It's done. Move on. Of course, keep in mind by watching this video, you are agreeing to hold me and T3 Live harmless and not responsible for anything shown on this video. But if you want to hold me responsible for being awesome, for trying to share with you guys a strategy that can change your life now without the memorization of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and thousands and thousands and thousands of pages of course material. If you want it just broken down in a stupid, simple way that works today in this current environment, um, then definitely thumbs up this video because strategies like this, if you like strategies like this, you're going to love the Newsbeat Bandit course. And the Bandit course actually teaches you how to optimally trade these strategies. It takes you to the next level. It is one of the most important courses I've ever given. It's funny that it says, 6 killer strategies for trading the open. That's true, but in bigger words, it should say, the course might actually teach you that a strategy you're doing that I'm not doing, maybe a strategy you're doing that you learned somewhere else, can actually work for you, and you can actually learn it without putting a penny down and know if the trade is right for you. We actually, it's a psychology masterpiece. It's a trading psychology masterpiece, is what it is. And if you actually put in the time and the effort and the hours, and I know it's just a 6 hour course, but some people are putting in 40, 50 hours into the course because it's a lot of work of building up your mind, your psychology for this sort of thinking. And it's when you approach trading like that is when you make the most amount of people profitable. So what I'm actually going to do now is I'm going to go to the Newsbeat live room where I'm going to answer tough questions. Because even if the majority of us are profitable, there will always be traders around me trying to do what I'm teaching who are struggling. And what I do now, and I do it every night, nothing special. It's just an every night thing. After this show ends, I do what's called the Newsbeat Live mailbag. And I just literally answer one question, any one question you have as trading. I do it intentionally. And over the days, you can ask 50, 100, 200, 300, 400 questions and get them answered, of course. But we actually put a focus on trying to lift traders who are not consistent to that next level because everything sounds nice when someone shows you a strategy. Everything looks nice when you show something working the day before, you know, just like random shit, uh, random things like because you really need to know, for example, candlestick formations when you're predicting the bottom of the triple Qs, right? No, nobody could do that, right? I know. Day low of the triple Qs, 186.92. Here are the levels I showed you on last night's Newsbeat. 186.91, triple Q support. Algo levels. Why algo levels? Because that's where the robots buy. You think showing you that the night before was impressive? How about I show you tomorrow today? These levels don't always hit. In fact, they usually don't. But when they do, I tend to have an easy time buying when support breaks and shorting when resistance breaks. So I hope you guys enjoyed this Mark V Fight Trollism today. We are T3 Live's definitely most loved and most thumbs down video in existence. No one else gets thumbs down basically but me, and I usually get the majority of them within the first 10 seconds of my video starting. But we also help trolls alike. We do help trolls. We do help people try to bring themselves to that next level. It's funny. I hope you guys enjoyed the Newsbeat show. Happy trading, make money. And I'll see you tomorrow for a very special episode on the Newsbeat live trading broadcast. Have a wonderful evening.